Welcome to the 84th Annual Father of the Year Awards. Today, we gather to honor David Greenberg, Chairman of L'Oreal USA. Mark Webber, Luxury CEO, author, talk show host. Jared Weber, Global President, Sports and Lifestyle of Authentic Brands Group. In memory of the 25th anniversary of the Father's Day fire, we honor fallen firefighters. Harry S. Ford, Rescue 4. Brian D. Fahey, Rescue 4. John J. Downing, Ladder 163. And Jadon Williams, the Ashok C. Sonny All-Star Dad. Now, please turn your attention to the screens as we celebrate 84 years of honoring fathers.
To all you fathers and mothers and parents, it's such a wonderful journey. We're all very lucky, and I'm incredibly honored to be here with you guys.
There's no higher calling than to be a good father.
Being viewed as a dad, to me, is an even higher honor than when I was made a Marine.
I truly believe that parenting is a special gift, a blessing.
Abe Lincoln, our 16th and tallest president, once said, "No man stands taller than when he stops to help a child."
Love is spelled T-I-M-E, spelled time.
I'm the most proud of the ability to find time in the middle of a very busy life to be a father first.
The commitment to nurturing the dreams of your children. I think as parents, we all know the importance of that.
This very simple hug that I was able to give to my grandkids was for me the most important thing in the world.
Thank you for giving me the privilege of being your dad. You're my heart, my inspiration, and the reason why I strive to be better every day.
There's an old proverb that a father carries a picture where his money used to be. And there's nothing I'd rather carry through life than my amazing family.
We've always had the same goals. To show Jude love and to show her respect and partnership is just a constant in life, and hoping to get her the tools and the support so that she could develop her own compass to make good choices for herself.
I think that every parent in here kind of knows one thing. We're all flying blind. You could read all the books you want. It's all pick and choose, and you hope that it turns out okay.
People say, what's it like raising teenage girls? Here's my line. I love you. There is nothing you can do to make me stop loving you, so stop trying.
There were many days, folks, I had to go outside the house and look up and say, why? Please help me, dear God. What don't I understand?
I thank you, children, for showing me the light, for allowing me to be a part of your lives, for allowing me to be the father that you deserve, and I hope I continue to make you proud.
My father, he's the one who encouraged me to go to college and to be able to eventually have more than he.
I wanted to make my dad proud, and I never wanted to disappoint my mom.
So Mom and Dad, my life started with you always being there for me.
It's quite a tradition to be part of. The fact for 74 years, these awards have existed to enhance the meaning of Father's Day.
And seeing my daughter still makes me happier than anything else in the world.
Maybe one day my sons will get to take this stage or even this award from me if they continue to listen to my advice.
She says, "Daddy," and then I'll do anything in the world for her.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're able, please rise for the singing of our national anthem. Please welcome to the stage Captain Antonio Quiones of FDNY EMS Station 31. Accompanied by the Fire Department of New York Color Guard.
Oh, say, can you see
by the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please welcome to the podium President and CEO of the Father's Day, Mother's Day Council, Michael Haskell.
Good afternoon, everyone. So nice to have you here. How cool is it that we get to have our event on the same day that the city is celebrating the Knicks' first championship in 53 years? Okay, my name is Michael Haskell, and it's my honor to welcome you to the 84th Annual Father of the Year Awards. As we begin the program, please enjoy your lunch. We are honored that you've all taken time out of your busy schedules to celebrate our 2026 Father of the Year honorees. This year's honorees have shown an unbelievable dedication to their families, passion for their careers, and leadership in public service. They are most certainly deserving of the recognition today. For our honorees, thank you for joining us. It is exciting to me to be in a room full of people that are here to honor you and celebrate the importance of fatherhood. Now, I'd like to introduce one of the hardest working women in our business, someone who I'm proud to call my friend, our event chairperson, Leah Robert.
Thank you, Michael. As always, it's an incredible honor working alongside you, leading alongside you, and with this incredible team. Thank you for your guidance and support. I wanted to share a quick reflection from my father and my childhood that I think about each year at this event. As a child on weekend mornings, my father would play Teach Your Children Well on the kitchen speaker system, and the lyrics have always stuck with me. Teach your children well, their father's hell did slowly go by. That might have been a subtle comment to me and my sister, but that's all right, I digress. And feed them on your dreams, the ones they pick, the ones you'll know by. Don't you ever ask them why. If they told you, you would cry. So just look at them and sigh and know they love you. I truly loved and still love the song and the message it espouses. I always understood it to mean that my parents loved me and wanted to guide me. It also spoke to how every generation is different. And the gift of parenting, of fatherhood, is in recognizing the beauty in our differences, our experiences, and our potential. Last year, we honored Nate Burleson, former NFL player, current TV commentator and television host, and he talked about how he was grateful for not just his children, but the children that have been brought into his life by means of mentorship, leadership, and above all, need. I thought back to Teach Your Children Well, and how, as Nate acknowledged, children teach parents too. And what defines us all is that we show compassion across generations, supporting the children we have and the children brought into our lives by many means, and understand that our roles as father figures and mother figures extend far beyond the day-to-day. They inspire hope, build resilience, and offer the unconditional love that creates future leaders and builds stronger communities. One of the greatest lessons of fatherhood is that children who shape our lives are not always just our own. Every child we guide, encourage, listen to, and learn from becomes part of our story. I want to acknowledge and thank all of the fathers and father figures here today, those we are recognizing, those we have previously recognized, and those sharing this special event with us, for leading with patience, wisdom, and above all, always leading with open hearts. Each generation teaches the next, and we all grow together. Being a father means showing up with love, guidance, and of course, steadiness, even when the path isn't clear. It means understanding that children learn as much from who you are as from what you teach. A father's influence reaches beyond his own family, shaping every young life he nurtures, encourages, and helps grow. Our honorees today, and all the father figures in this room, are blessings to their communities because they offer guidance, encouragement, and a sense of stability to their children and young people around them. By sharing their time, their wisdom, and their example, they help build confidence, character, and belonging in others, often in ways they may never fully see. Their influence extends far beyond their own families, and I feel very blessed to be in the company of this room today. I'd like to take a moment to thank all of the fathers and father figures in this room, as without you, our children and all of us could not achieve our fullest potential. Thank you all. The National Father's Day Committee is part of the larger Father's Day Mother Day Council, a not-for-profit organization that channels funds raised from our annual awards luncheon to help meaningful philanthropies dealing with issues affecting mothers, fathers, and children. Thanks to all of your generous support over the years, the Council has donated more than $40 million to date to deserving family-related charities nationwide. Before I turn it over to our incredible Master of Ceremonies, who has an unbelievably inspiring story, I'd like to recognize this year's sponsors and thank them for their continued support, especially our platinum sponsor, L'Oreal USA, as well as our gold sponsors, Peerless Clothing International, Ralph Lauren, Authentic Brands Group, PVH, G3, the incredible FDNY, to which we owe so much sacrifice, the Asha and Lal Sani Family Foundation, Versa Group, and Arise. Thank you for all you do to make this event possible. We also want to thank our incredible committee members who volunteer their time and effort and make this a seamless event. They are tireless, they are committed, they are here to help make the lives of children and families better, and they put effort in and day out. What you see in the meetings extends far beyond those calls to day-to-day communications via email and text. We work so hard on this event throughout the year, and I personally wouldn't be standing here without the incredible, amazing team that inspires me, energizes me, and supports me and each other. Will the Father's Day Committee please stand up and let's give them a round of applause. We are proud to be donating the proceeds of this year's luncheon to Big Brothers Big Sisters of America. Now please turn your attention to the screen behind me for a video from the organization.
We end tonight with the story of a star rookie in the NFL and his brotherly bond with someone who provided steady guidance when he needed it most. Here's CBS's Steve Hartman on the road.
Number 22, Buffalo Bills rookie running back sensation Ray Davis took to the field Sunday and made a beeline for this man.
How you doing, baby?
Patrick Dowling.
Yeah.
A man so near and dear to Ray
Turn it that way.
that for this game, on his cleats, he wore a picture taken the day it all began.
Do you remember the first time you met Ray?
I do. He looked right at me and he pointed, he said, "Are you Patrick?" I said, "Yes, I am." He's like, "Man, you don't even know how long I've been waiting to meet you."
In 2007, Ray was 8 years old and in San Francisco's Tenderloin district when he saw a flyer for the Big Brothers Big Sisters program.
Were you actually homeless?
At times, yeah.
Ray says his parents were in and out of his life, and he was craving stability. So he signed up for a big brother.
I just needed love, man. I needed consistency. I needed somebody who was going to be there and teach me, right from wrong.
And that person was Patrick.
Yeah. That will forever be my big brother.
They spent countless Sundays together. From those early Pop Warner football games through Patrick's wedding, Ray became like part of the family. And although he has always been grateful, until this week, Ray hadn't been in a position to show his gratitude quite like this.
This is it. This is the moment. And that's something that I wanted to give back to him.
The team honored Patrick during the pregame. And later, Ray even scored a touchdown for his big.
Davis to the end zone!
The cherry on top of all those Sundays.
To all the people out there that have ever considered doing it, it's not that difficult, Don't overthink what it takes to make a difference in a kid's life.
And he says don't underestimate the effect you can have.
I love you, dude.
Steve Hartman, on the road in Buffalo.
Please welcome to the stage our master of ceremonies, Buffalo Bills running back and little brother, Ray Davis.
It's pretty bright up here. Pretty bright. How you guys doing? Now, come on, we gotta get a little more energy in there. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? You guys got the Knicks winning, It's only one team in New York, the Buffalo Bills. Just gonna say that out loud. Anybody that didn't cheer, take their food away. They can't eat today. Man, I just want to say thank you. This is just a tremendous honor, to be here, to be in front of you beautiful people today, and just to have this opportunity to introduce some really wonderful and special people who played a huge role in a young child's life. As you can see, me and my father, we weren't always that tight. We didn't have the best relationship, but it took someone else to step up and be that mentor for me, right? And he was a father figure that I truly needed. And every day we hung out, every day we were together, it made me feel like a child. When I was young, I was homeless. I had to make a decision at the age of 12 to give up my little sister and my little brother. We sat in that homeless shelter and the guy came up to me, he's like, "They don't got room for you. They only got room for your sister and your brother, so what do you want to do?" I'm 12. Some of you guys may have 12-year-old kids today who is an iPad kid and all over the games and stuff. That wasn't my life at 12. My 12 was I need to make every grown man decision from here on out because my life at this point doesn't matter. And why I say that is because I need to think about my siblings. I need to think about putting them in the best position to succeed so they don't have to go through trials and tribulations. My sister was 7 and my brother was 10 months. And every day I look back at that decision and I go, man, what would have happened if things were different, right? And then I also think about maybe I was their father figure in that moment. Maybe I had to make a decision that was going to put them in the best position to succeed and hope that one day when they look back at it, they understand I did it for them and not for me. And being here today and speaking about fathers and thinking about everything that they have done for their child and for the youth and understanding that their needs don't matter right now. The child matters, the youth matter, because what you do will dictate their future. And that was what I had with Patrick, and that's what I had with a lot of my mentors and a lot of the resources that I have. And that's what I'm gonna be to the system. I'm gonna use my platform to change this system, to let every child know they're not dictated by the system. They're not just another number. I was another number. I had an attorney, I had a lawyer speak for me. Everybody spoke for me. I didn't have the voice to speak for myself. But when I finally learned how to speak for myself, I realized that that is the most powerful thing in the world. It's to advocate, to stand up and understand you gotta take your life. You gotta take your life, your goals, everything by the hand. Good or bad, right or different. You dictate everything. And who you surround yourself is the most important thing in the world. I surrounded myself around Patrick. I surrounded myself around my uncle that's here today, Ivan. I surrounded myself around good human beings that were gonna put me in a position to believe in myself, not only as a child, but as a man. I wouldn't be who I am today without Patrick, my own father, my mother, everybody who made me. Everybody here today, you guys know Ray Davis, the Buffalo Bill player, right? I'm Raymond Davis, the child who went through homelessness, the child who had to make a decision at 12 to let his siblings go live their best life, and the child who's going to continue to keep defeating the odds and proving to everybody that just because you come from nothing don't mean you are nothing. You are somebody, and you will continue to be somebody with the support that you have and the mentors that you keep around them. So I'm very excited today to be here. I'm not gonna make a long speech, so you guys don't have to sit up here and look at me all the time. But once again, man, I really do thank you guys, and I really do appreciate being here, the Fathers Committee. I really do appreciate you guys allowing me to just bless the stage with my presence. I know it look good right now. I got a haircut, so I haven't got a haircut in like a month. See, I got some laughs. I knew I was gonna get some laughs, but hey, man, let's kick this thing off. Let's get excited. Let's really get to the meat of the bone here today. So I want to start off by, well, I've been practicing your name all night, so please don't come at me, okay? I want to welcome Sunil Sani. Did I get it right? I practiced that 5 times before I got up here. I just want to let you know that. I want to welcome Sunil Sani, a member of the National Father's Day Committee, who will be presenting the 2026 Ashok C. Sani All-Star Dad Award, sponsored by the Sani Family Foundation. Welcome, Sani Sunil.
Thank you, Ray, and thank you very much for sharing that heartwarming story. Let's give him a hand. So Ashok Sani was a beloved husband and father and my uncle. While he considered his family to be his calling, he also had a deep commitment to giving equal recognition to all. His interest in ethics, truth, love, peace, nonviolence, compassion, and moral and social responsibilities all live on through the Ashok Sani Scholar in Residence program at New York University and this Ashok Sani All-Star Dad Award. The All-Star Dad Award honors a father who goes beyond being a responsible caregiver and a loving mentor. We look for a father who gives extraordinarily to his family and to the world around him, a man whose tireless efforts make life better for his children and his community. This year, the National Father's Day Committee and the Sani family have selected Jadon Williams as the 2026 All-Star Dad. At this time, I would like to invite his son, Jaden, to come up and share why his dad deserves this honor.
It is bright up here. Okay, so I wrote this as a letter to my dad. It's a lot different than speech class. To my dad, Tomorrow, I graduate high school, and honestly, it's making me realize how much you and my mom have sacrificed for me and my brothers over the years. I know parents don't always hear it enough, but I really appreciate everything you've done for us. You've always been there, no matter what was going on, and you made time for us and made us feel important. Whether it was encouraging me, correcting us when needed, joking around, or teaching us how to tie a tie for them Man Up Mondays every week. And sometimes the talks were very long, but I do realize how much they helped. The biggest thing you taught me was faith, integrity, and how to be a good man overall. You showed me why having character as a man matters, and with that character, how you treat people matters, and staying grounded in God matters too. What makes me respect you even more is knowing you became a great dad even though you didn't grow up with one. Your dad wasn't there for you the way you've been there for us, but you still did a good job and still are doing a good job. A lot of people repeat cycles, but you broke them. You taught us the importance of learning from every situation and being better despite it. Even though 2 of my brothers are technically your stepsons, you loved all 4 of us the same and still corrected us all the same too. Thank you for every sacrifice, every prayer, every lesson, and every time you pushed us to be better. Thank you for always working hard, loving mama, and being someone that I could look up to. And because of all this and more, I'm nominating you to be the All-Star Dad. This award is presented at the annual Father of the Year Awards in New York City. I think you deserve to be the 2026 All-Star Dad. Since you're a life coach and give advice to people, and helping out is just naturally who you are, and it helps me a lot too. You always know the right things to say whenever people need it, and me too. You're like a dad and a coach to a lot of people because you're a pastor as well and do a lot to help other kids. Over the years, you spent a lot of time helping kids in the community, talking to them, and being there for them when you needed to be. You've been doing that for 42 years, basically forever. And I've seen how much people look up to you and respect you. And sometimes you're funny too, but I won't admit that. You're an all-star because of the stuff you do for others, but also because you are always celebrating others for what they do. If you win, you'll get to see how much you are sincerely appreciated. Love, your favorite, Jada.
So please help me welcome Jadon to the stage and congratulate him as a 2026 All-Star Dad.
I don't know who that handsome man is up there behind me, but wow. And Ray, I'm gonna have to agree with you. The lights are truly bright up here. This is absolutely amazing. If I can just take a moment to humbly take in the moment. Good afternoon, everyone. First, let me say what an incredible honor it is to stand before you today as the recipient of the 2026 All-Star Dad Award. To the entire Father's Day, Mother's Day Council Incorporated, the committee members, the sponsors, the volunteers, and each and every one who worked behind the scenes to make this event possible. Thank you. Your commitment to recognizing and celebrating parents who pour themselves into their families is truly a gift to all of us. I want to offer a special thank you to Matthew Young. From the moment we have arrived in New York, and quite frankly, even before that, you made sure that my family was taken care of. Your hospitality, your kindness, your attention to detail made us feel right at home. So thank you so much for going above and beyond. And to Sunil, thank you for the wonderful dinner that we had last evening, for welcoming us with such warmth. To you and to Millie, I had the opportunity to meet your entire lovely family last night, and we instantly connected Matter of fact, I want to say that Millie and my wife are now BFFs because they had so much in common. It was literally like looking at a mirror. But it's great when you can connect with people and you just instantly click and you have a vibe. But it was a blessing to get to spend time with you, and I truly already feel like a member of your family. So thank you. Thank you, thank you. Sunil also told us that while we were here, money was no expense. Okay, maybe he didn't say it like that. But he did say to make ourselves at home. So whatever it was that we end up spending money on, he told us to go ahead and just send him the receipt. And, you know, while we were here, we were going to be treated like kings and queens. So we did pass by a Bentley lot last night. And just in case you get a receipt and it's a little higher than you were expecting, I'm just playing. But no, he did tell us to have a really good time here. But that just goes to show you the character and how much we truly do appreciate you all for making us feel at home. So I want to give special thanks to you all. I would also like to congratulate all of the honorees being recognized today. The impact you have made in your homes, your communities, your professions, and families is worthy of celebration. And I am humbled to stand among such an outstanding group of individuals. We also want to honor those who have already passed and acknowledge their legacy. Now, before I go any further, I do have to say this, and I'm going to try not to cry when I say it. The New York Knicks just became the NBA champions of the world, y'all. Like, can we take a moment? '26 NBA champions. Who would have thought when this amazing event was planned that we would be celebrating so many things today? So I don't know if that means that miracles still happen. I don't know if that means that prayer still works, or New York simply decided it had waited long enough. But either way, congratulations to the entire city of New York. The city was already electric, and now there's an entire celebration that we get to participate in. But speaking of championships, the greatest championship team that I've ever been a part of isn't on the basketball court, but it's my family. To my wife, Shannon, my best friend, and my greatest earthly blessing, I just want to say thank you. And if you would oblige me, I don't want to embarrass, she's already looking away. I would like her to just briefly stand if we can give her an ovation. Take it all in, baby. Yes, please gas her up. She is such an amazing. Did I mention she was amazing? She is an amazing partner. She is an amazing support staff. As we even think about basketball, all of us get excited about when a shot is made, but I always go back to the assist. The assist is just as important as the actual basket. You have to have somebody running things and setting things up, and that's what she is so great at. For more than 17 years, you have walked beside me through every season of life. You have celebrated victories, you've carried burdens, you've prayed when I was weary, you've believed in me even when I doubted my own self, and you've even loved me in those moments that it has been the most difficult. You are truly a gift from the Most High God, and I appreciate you. You make me better, you make me wiser, you make me stronger, and if we're honest, you actually make me look a lot better too. So I appreciate you and I honor you on today. I love you deeply, and there is no award I could ever receive that compares to the honor of being your husband. To my sons, Benjamin, I'm going to ask him to briefly stand. This is our second oldest. And our soon-to-be Texas Tech graduate and computer science major. I'm incredibly proud of you. And fun fact, when Benjamin was younger, he was actually on the show Apollo 3 times and won 3 times. So apparently the gift of performing for crowds it's in the family, and it started early. But watching you grow into the man you are becoming has been one of the greatest joys of my and of my wife's life. Jaden, I want to take a moment to thank you for nominating me for this award, son. The fact that this honor came through your eyes means more to me than you could ever imagine. You recently graduated from high school, and you also earned your associate's degree all at the same time. So, son, you continue to amaze both me and your mother. So I want to continue to just encourage you to be the man that you are growing into. Now, someone asked me last night, is Jaden my favorite son? I might have to say today he probably is. So I want, I'm just playing. But you are greatly appreciated. This is truly such an honor. Our youngest son, Gabe, I'm going to have him to briefly stand. Ray mentioned earlier, those that might have a 12-year-old, he just turned 12 recently. And he is our all-around superstar, athlete, entertainer, creator, and now recording artist. We are excited to hear his first single that will actually be dropping this summer. So we want to continue to encourage him to keep dreaming big and walking in his purpose. I love you. And our oldest son, Alexander, you all heard that I have 4 sons. He could not be here today because he and his wife actually blessed us with our first grandson 1 week ago today, which is amazing. So someone said, not only am I an all-star dad, apparently I'm an all-star grandpa as well. So that it's just a lot to celebrate. So our grandson, Cade, we are excited about him. And now I know that some of you are probably thinking, Grandpa. I know. I look a little too young to be a grandpa. As a matter of fact, someone actually called me Grandpa last night, and I had to turn around and look to see who they were talking to. But it's such an honor to raise and to be a part of such an amazing family. My wife has actually adopted the name Honey because she didn't want to be called Grandma. I'm still working on my name, so I might need some help a little later on with that. But Cade has absolutely stolen our hearts, and we cannot wait to watch him grow. As I stand here today, I also recognize that none of us become who we are alone. So I honor my godfather, Robert Jackson, who served in the military for more than 35 years faithfully. He showed me that not only how a man should provide for his family, but how he should love his family, how he should protect his family, how he should support his family. I honor my late uncle, Jesse Williams, who took me under his wing as a young boy. He introduced me to culture, self-respect, confidence, and the possibility of me not only realizing what my dreams are, but how to achieve those. He helped me to see things in myself before I could actually even see them within my own self. I honor my father-in-law, Kenneth Wayne, also known as Superman. Every family has that one person who somehow knows how to fix everything, knows how to carry everybody, and still shows up smiling without complaining. And that is definitely my father in love, Kenneth Wayne. And I especially honor 2 extraordinary women, my mother, Loretta Williams, who was also a military veteran who served our country for more than 22 years. You know, being a military vet was extremely difficult. Leaving every 2 and 3 years wherever we were located and having to meet new friends and try to reintroduce myself to a whole nother city or sometimes a whole nother country. But it has taught me the value of appreciating culture and different backgrounds. And having the privilege to be able to meet so many amazing people along the way. My mother raised me as a single mother. She sacrificed, she prayed, she worked, and she loved through action, not just through words, but her biggest message was through her actions. She built a foundation of faith that continues to sustain me today and is still that same person today. She's still instilling in me whenever we have our Sunday conversations. And my grandmother, Reverend Dr. Rosa L. Williams, at almost 84 years old, she is still a force to be reckoned with and literally can do anything any one of us in this room can do and still have the same energy. It's amazing. Together, these women showed me what strength, faith, commitment, and unselfishness looks like, what perseverance looks like, what faith looks like. And what makes this moment even more remarkable is the fact that someone who feels so unworthy is able to receive this. Because I did not grow up with a father in a home. Yet somehow, by the grace of the Most High God, I was blessed with 4, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 amazing sons in receiving this amazing award. Truly, once again, I feel unworthy. I was telling Sunil last night, there's somewhat of an imposter syndrome, as I know that there are so many countless fathers out there who deserve to be on this stage, who have done so much more amazing things that I have done. Men who quietly get up before sunrise and go to jobs they don't always love because of the family that they love and they need to support. Men who coach Little League, men who help with homework, men who wipe tears, men who stay up and work night shifts, come home dog tired, men who keep showing up even when life gets hard, and those men that remain calm when everybody else in the house might be losing their minds. So today I accept this award on behalf of all of those fathers, the ones who may never receive recognition, the ones who sacrifice in silence, because I know many of us do things behind the scenes and never get an applause, never get a pat on the back. But I honor them today. To the ones who show up, showing up many times is half the battle. Many times that's most of the battle. Just showing up, your presence makes the biggest difference. And that's one thing that I've always wanted to implement in my sons, being there and showing up when it matters the most. We just saw that in the NBA Finals. I believe it was OG who made the game-winning tip because he showed up and he was in the right place at the right time. Sometimes just showing up goes a lot further than what we think. To the stepdad who may not have the recognition by title, but you still chose to step up, I honor you today. These are the real all-star dads. Finally, I give all glory and honor to the Most High God. You know, in the Hebrew language, one of the most beautiful words for father is Abba. Abba is more than a title, but it's about relationship, and it speaks of closeness. It speaks of trust, of security, of love, protection, and once again, presence. So when life has been uncertain, he has been Abba to me. When I lack direction, he has been Abba. When I needed wisdom, correction, comfort, provision, and grace, he has been Abba. And everything I know about fatherhood begins with the relationship that I have established with my Heavenly Father. So if there is any good in me as a husband, as a father, as a pastor, as a life coach, as a mentor, and as a man, it's because I've tried to follow the example of the perfect Father. So thank you for this tremendous honor. Thank you for allowing me to share this moment with my family. And may we continue to honor fathers, strengthen families, and leave a legacy that will bless generations we may never meet. May the Most High bless each and every one of you. And I thank you once again.
One more time. If you got room in that Bentley, just call me. Somebody need to take a test of your app. I got you. Man, that was wonderful, and we appreciate you. Congratulations again. Can I get another wonderful round of applause one more time? Our next honoree is David Greenberg, chairman of L'Oreal. Oh yeah, go ahead, give Mr. Claps. My fault. Hey, you must be an important person right there. Yeah, they start clapping before I got your name out. Let me do it again, though. Our next honoree is David Greenberg, chairman of L'Oreal USA. David has spent more than 3 decades at L'Oreal, building a distinguished career across markets, division, and brands and functions. I'd like to welcome David's son, Ethan and Henry, to the stage to introduce their father.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ethan, and this is my brother, Henry, and we're incredibly honored to introduce our father, David Greenberg, one of the honorees of the Father of the Year Award. When we heard that our dad was receiving the award, our first reaction was immense pride. And then came our second reaction, which was confusion. Because unless we were misremembering, the only people with any tenure as his children were never consulted as part of the vetting process for the Father of the Year Award, which you'd think would be a prerequisite. Fortunately for our dad, had they called, we would have given him a pretty strong recommendation.
In fact, if there was one qualification that should have secured this award for him, it's that somehow, after 30 years of parenting us, he still answers our phone calls. And these aren't just routine phone calls. We're talking about the types of conversations where my brother and I spend 45 minutes talking in circles, asking for the exact same advice on the same decisions, hoping for a different answer each time. We'll walk Dad through every possible scenario and expect well thought out, polished guidance. The only issue is that after this many years, we can tell when he's stopped listening to us halfway through the call. But can you really blame him? Despite Ethan and I's best efforts to pretend we're independent adults, we always do exactly what our dad suggests anyway.
Most people in this room know our dad because of the extraordinary career he built over nearly 35 years at L'Oreal, ultimately serving as president and CEO of North America and now chairman. But today isn't really about career accolades or titles. The reality is, growing up, Henry and I never thought of him as a CEO, mostly because that position at home was already taken. Our mom was unquestionably the CEO of our family, and Dad knew better than to challenge that org chart. So to us, he was just Dad, and one of the coolest people we knew. Henry and I spent years bringing friends over to the house, and at some point we realized something slightly concerning. Our friends were becoming more excited to see our dad than they were to see us. We can't tell you the number of times one of our friends pulled us aside and said, "Your dad is the man." And the truth is, they're right. Whether it's our friends, his colleagues, or complete strangers, people naturally gravitate toward him. He has a way of making people feel welcome, valued, and genuinely cared about.
He's also one of the most humble people you'll ever meet. For someone who's achieved so much, he'd rather talk about your accomplishments than his own. That's why so many people have been drawn to his leadership over the years. He believed in people. He invested in them. He challenged them, and he genuinely wanted them to succeed. Those values, integrity, kindness, humility, and respect, have shaped not only his career, but our lives. Dad, we're proud of the career you've built, but we're even prouder of the husband, father, mentor, and friend you've always been.
Thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, your patience, your example, and for showing us every day what great leadership and great fatherhood look like. You've taught us that true success isn't measured by the position you hold, but by the people whose lives are better because you were in them. And there is no question that our lives are better because you are our dad. Please join us in welcoming our dad, David Greenberg.
Wow. Afternoon, everybody. I don't know how I can add much to that. Guys are so impressive. You're so awesome. I'm not sure I had really all that much to do with it when I look at where you two are today, but I will take credit, which I tend to do on a regular basis. And to be fair, as has been said, I was only mathematically 50% of the parenting couple. My wife, Kyle, who's sitting at this table here in front, made being the mom of sons look so easy. Most of the time, I was just running to try to keep up. And without revealing too much, one could imagine that the three of us, on occasion, would have to conspire to try to overcome her determination. Let's just call that a work in progress. A lot can be said about father-son relationships. All I can say is it's been the highlight of my life to be able to hang out with those two guys. Beyond our adventures and misadventures and so many unforgettable moments, the real growth has actually been my own. As I reflect on it, I think dad is not so much a title as it is a process. You could call this process lessons in humility. And the goal, rather than perfection, is just to do a little bit better tomorrow than you did yesterday. I was recently asked by a soon-to-be father for some parenting advice. I was very flattered and wanted to say something meaningful. What I come up with was this. Kids are much more resilient than you can imagine, and despite all of your efforts to cajole them and guide them, they will in fact find their own way. Some will find it earlier, and some will find it later, but they will find it. And I ended with, oh, and by the way, it's very important when they're babies not to drop them on their head. I figured he'd forget the first part, but he wouldn't forget the second part. Another hard-learned truth, if you ever wondered, is that your kids are always watching. They will see it all, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And the latter two will come back to you in vivid detail more often than you know, as if it happened just yesterday. The good, it just sinks in, and it grows, and it turns into character and virtue. Of course, I wouldn't trade any of it for a single second, and I am forever thankful for the life lessons that fatherhood has taught me. Here are just a few. I've understood that the world is much, much bigger than me. That happened pretty fast, actually, about 5 minutes after Henry arrived. I've learned that strength grows from independence, And as hard as it is to let go, and it is hard, that's what makes the difference. I've learned that all generational stereotypes are wrong. Just ask millennials with kids and see if they're still all about themselves. And if you can find a way to maintain perspective in all things, what really matters will always come first. My own perspective came from my upbringing. My dad was a New Yorker transplanted to Boston, where I was raised. He was a 50s kid who embraced the openness of the 60s and the self-examination of the 70s. He embraced the idea of self-improvement and committed himself to raising an informed and enlightened family, whether we wanted to be or not. And I can say with full transparency, we did not. Perhaps that's why he gave up on us and invested himself as a big brother in the Greater Boston Big Brother, Big Sister program. I was the youngest of two, with a wonderful sister 2 years older. But I grew up also with a brother. His name was Mike, and he was from a pretty tough neighborhood in inner city Boston and had been dealt a difficult set of circumstances. He and my dad became very close, and often with me alongside, we went on outings I would now call dad lessons. His favorite was to take us to Boston College wrestling matches, where young men displayed not just athleticism, but also strategy, discipline, and restraint. When Mike became a dad himself, my father found ways to show Mike what fatherhood looked like. Mike had very few role models in his life, so my father took him and his new baby daughter to the Boston's Children's Museum so he could see how other fathers and mothers engaged with their kids. Mike struggled at times, but he always knew he had my dad in his corner. And at the end of the day, I think that's what all of us need from a father, or in this case, a big brother. Mike and my dad stayed close for the better part of 25 years. This is all to say, I am beyond grateful for this honor. I'm excited that the proceeds are going to the Big Brothers and Big Sisters of America. I just lost my dad a few months ago, and this timing seemed perfectly poignant and a reflective moment for me. I want to thank my wife for setting a very high bar in my family, and it has been said, she very clearly is the CEO, and I would never be neither courageous nor stupid enough to challenge that position. But chairman is open, and so I don't know. I also want to thank all my colleagues from L'Oreal for being here and supporting me. It's been an honor to work alongside all of them. Many parents and many people over the decades, we've shared our own stories of raising our kids, and a lot of laughs, an occasional tear, but it's been wonderful for you to be part of my family as well. And I thank everyone here, as well as all of the honorees, for helping me celebrate the best job that I've ever had. Thank you.
So nobody heard this, but David just apologized for being a Patriots fan. And if I would have known that, I would have not came today. I'll tell you guys that now. We already got Jets fans in here, Patriots fans. Like, God, we got a Seahawks fan in here too. Like, I don't know what's going on here, man. But that was amazing. Congratulations. This year marks the 25th anniversary of their Father's Day fire. A tragic loss that claimed the lives of 3 heroic FDNY fathers on Father's Day in 2001. As we remember their courage, their sacrifice, and the lasting legacy, please turn your attention to the screens for the special tribute and honoring of these fallen firefighters.
1222 Story Boulevard. What's on fire there? The store, inside the store.
The call seemed routine. A hardware store in Astoria. As they had done countless times before, Rescue Company 4 put aside their Father's Day duties at home to serve the city of New York, and were quickly one of the FDNY teams on scene. But then, the unexpected. A massive explosion from an illegal propane tank in the basement. Everyone on scene was thrown back. 99 firefighters were injured, and 3 men were missing under the debris.
All the brothers, we knew at that moment that we had trapped a firefighter. And that's our worst nightmare.
Dozens of firefighters fell to their knees, digging through rubble with their bare hands to reach the trapped firefighters. But those men from Rescue 4 wouldn't make it.
Harry Ford, Brian Fahey, John Downing, the best of the New York City Fire Department.
Harry Ford, father of two, a 27-year veteran of the FDNY who learned to rollerblade and snowboard for his children. Brian Fahey, 14 years with the department, father of twins Patrick and James, and older brother Brendan. And Lieutenant John Downing, father of two, an 11-year FDNY veteran who loved home improvement and dad jokes. Thousands of firefighters from across the country came to honor them at their funerals. The horrible lessons of the Father's Day fire led to new regulations and safety measures, ensuring something this horrible could never happen again. Sadly, many of the FDNY investigators lost their lives 3 months later on 9/11.
There is no greater calling than living a life of service.
And the legacy of these fathers lives on. Brian Fahey's 3 sons are thriving, and Brian's wife Mary works with the East Rockaway Fire Department on Long Island as a fire medic EMT. John Downing's daughter, Joanna, was recently married and is a pediatric physical therapist at Memorial Sloan Kettering. Though the Downings had another tragedy. Exactly 1 year after losing John, John's 3-year-old son, Michael, was diagnosed with neuroblastoma and passed away at 5 years old. But there is good news as well. Harry Ford's grandchild, Madeline, was just christened last month. His son Gerard, married with 2 daughters, was promoted to NYPD detective. His other son, Harry Jr., married with a daughter, followed in his dad's footsteps, joining the FDNY, working in his father's old firehouse in Williamsburg with his father's badge number, carrying on his father's commitment to serve. And 25 years later, the 3 families, the Fords, the Downings, and the Faheys, have kept close, together keeping the memories of these 3 brave men alive.
Please welcome to the stage the Commissioner of the Fire Department of New York, Lillian Bonsignore.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for all of you being here as we gather to honor an extraordinary group of women today. The wives of the firefighters we lost in the Father's Day fire on June 17, 2001. 25 years have passed since that terrible day, but for the FDNY and for the families, the memories are vivid. It's like it was yesterday. On that Sunday morning in Queens, 3 brave firefighters made the ultimate sacrifice while doing what they were sworn to do, protect others, no matter what the risk. We remember their courage and their heroism. Today, we also recognize the strength shown by the women sitting here before us. In an instant, your lives changed forever. You lost your husbands, your partners, your best friends, and the fathers of your children. The future you had planned together was forever altered. Still, you found the strength to move on. You raised families. You celebrated milestones that should have been celebrated with your husbands. You marked birthdays, graduations, weddings, and countless ordinary moments that became extraordinary because they weren't there. But through it all, you kept their stories alive. You made sure that your children knew that their fathers were, as firefighters and heroes, and as loving husbands, devoted fathers, and good men who lived the lives of service and purpose. The FDNY is all about family. That shows in the ways we continue to honor our fallen and support those they loved. Your strength, resilience, and grace in the face of profound loss have inspired us for 25 years. The legacy of the Father's Day fire is not just about tragedy. It is also defined by your courage. Sometimes that's found in getting up and just simply moving around. It's found in preserving memories and ensuring that sacrifice is never forgotten. It's found in raising children with love and strength. As we mark this 25th anniversary, we recommit ourselves to remembering the 3 firefighters we lost and honoring the families who have carried that legacy forward. To the wives and family, please know that this department will never forget your husbands, and we will never forget your sacrifices. Please welcome to the stage Mary Fahey, Denise Ford, and Ann Downing to accept the awards on behalf of the fallen firefighters.
From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA. Well, there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say,
We also welcome to the stage our Chief of Department, John Esposito. And a mention of 9/11 widow Rose Ellen Dowdell, whose husband passed on 9/11, who was killed in the World Trade Center attacks. Kevin Dowdell, welcome. So in the fire department, we have many traditions. One of those traditions is a hand salute. We only do a hand salute when we're wearing our covers, our hats. Thanks to the FDNY Foundation, each of you have a hat. It's in your bag. If you choose to join us in our hand salute today, please put your hat on. If you think your hair will survive it. Once your hat is on, please stand and face the stage and join us in this ultimate act of thanks. And salute. Ready? Thank you, everybody.
All right, I did go to the bathroom to search up a joke, so I'm gonna attempt the joke right now. Why do seagulls only fly over the sea? Because if they fly over the bay, they be bagels. Come on, I really worked hard on that one. Come on, I worked hard on that one. It was rough. Our final honorees share something special. Beyond their remarkable achievements, they share a family bond. Please join me in first celebrating Jared Weber, Global President in Sports and Lifestyle at the Authentic Brands Group, where he has played an inaugural role in driving organic brand growth and expansion across its portfolio since joining the company in 2004. Jared Weber, ladies and gentlemen. And he is here today to present this honor. Please welcome to the podium his brother, Jesse Weber.
It's my fault. It's because I'm taller than my brother that there's a lot of misconception about who's who. It's fine. What an honor to be here. And by the way, can we just have another round of applause for what just happened on stage? That was amazing. So I am here. Wow, I got to lower that. All right, so I am here to introduce both my brother Jared Weber and my father Mark Weber, who are both being honored. I got to say, I think it's interesting I'm introducing my brother for Father of the Year because we have a 7-year age difference. I'm younger. And, he kind of was like a parental figure to me, right? He raised me, he played with me, he fed me, he changed my diapers. We stopped changing the diapers a year ago. We thought it was getting a little weird. But he was always in that role. And to see him now as a father to 2 amazing little boys, it's incredible. And I'll tell you, it's actually funny. So about a few weeks ago, I'm a new father, by the way. You might have seen my little baby walking around. Well, she's not walking yet, I'm carrying her. 7 months old, we're out to dinner. We're sitting at this table next to us, is looking at her, talking to her, playing her. My brother comes to the table, and without breaking a beat, a woman at the table looks at him and goes, "Oh, is this your father?" I could see his soul leave his body at that moment. I think the gray hair, do we got it? No, we don't have him there. The gray hair looks good. You'll see it in a minute. But really, the truth is, he has always been a role model to me, and he's been an incredible role model to me as I embark on this new journey of fatherhood. Because what I've learned watching him with my nephews is it's not just about providing for them. It's not just about teaching them. It's not just about guiding for them. It was said earlier, I'm going to say it again. It's being there. It's just being there. He's so present. He spends every available moment of free time with those boys. He does not waste a minute. He puts those boys above anything, everything. Now, if there's a new jacket at Loro Piana, yes, he will go into the city to get it. Boys, I'll see you at dinner. I mean, priorities are priorities. But truly, he's a great brother. He's a great father. I don't want to take up too much more time. We have a video, but this is anticipation. Jared Weber, Father of the Year.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry.
Jesse, Thank you so much. I must say, you're a better man than I am, and I'm watching you be a father, and I'm excited for you to be a better father than I am. You're well on your way to being Father of the Year. I must say, before I get started, another round of applause, please, for John, Harry, and Brian. Being among heroes is unbelievable, and I'm honored to share it today. Being recognized as Father of the Year is one of the great honors I could have ever asked for. From the bottom of my heart, there's no other award I could ever win that would top this. If I ever became a movie producer, a director, an actor, and I won the Academy Award, today is the pinnacle, because there's no role I could ever play that's more important than being a father to my two little boys, Dax and Cole. In the Poconos, there's a hotel called the Hotel Bethlehem, and it's one of the longest-standing, oldest hotels in the United States. It was founded in 1922, and dignitaries and politicians and actors and musicians have all stayed there. Everyone from Amelia Earhart to Muhammad Ali to JFK to Bill Clinton to The Rock. And all of their photos are up on the wall. And a few months back, my family and I are sitting having breakfast there, and my oldest son, Dax, is looking at all the photos on the wall. And I can tell he's deep in thought. And I said to him, Dax, what are you thinking about? What's going on, fella? And he said, Daddy, now that you're Father of the Year, is your photo going to go up on the wall? I'm working on it, Dax. My speech today is about thank yous and how I got here. First, I'd like to thank Dan and Doug and the Father's Day Council for making today happen. I'm so incredibly humbled and honored to be here in front of all of you. Thank you to all of our partners who helped contribute to ensure today was such a great success. Our retailers, our licensees, our distributors, of course, our family and friends and fellow honorees, my colleagues, and the company Authentic Brands Group. Thank you. Thank you to Katuna Kobiashvili, who ensured today was a success. A round of applause for Katuna. There you are. Everything you execute is to perfection, so I'm not surprised, but thank you, Kay. Great job. Round of applause. Now, I have to get this right. Thank you to my wife, Ina. I would not be up here today if it wasn't you making me a father of two of the most wonderful boys I could have ever asked for. You have to deal with the packing lunches, the dirty laundry, the cleaning, the cooking, the mood swings, the temper tantrums, and that's just me. You're also raising our two little boys. I am in awe of you. I am in awe of you. I couldn't have the success in my career if it wasn't for you at home raising these two perfect children. Ina, you're the unsung hero. You're the glue of this family. I admire you so much. My mom often said you were created in a factory for me, and that's the truth. You're my perfect other half. And every day I just want you to be proud of who your husband is. I trust today is one of those occasions. I love you so much. Thank you. To my parents, thank you. My high school yearbook quote, my goal in life was to emulate the character of my mom, the wisdom of my dad, and still manage to be myself. Let me start with my mom and her character. My mom helped shape who I am today. Her moral compass was always my North Star. She taught me how to stand on my own 2 feet. She taught me how to not follow the crowd, be comfortable and confident in my own convictions. And she gave me the confidence to be who I am. Her unwavering support and her unconditional love stays with me to this day. She also gave me my sense of style. She allowed me to dress how I wanted to dress, irrespective if the clothes didn't look good on me. For those of you that knew my mom, I don't have to articulate it, but for those of you that didn't, my mom was the most elegant in any room. She was like a traditional Hollywood starlet. In spite of how beautiful she was and how well she put herself together, she was the kindest, nicest woman I've ever met. And the running joke in high school, when my friends would see my parents together, they would say, your dad is handsome and all, but man, your mom could have done much better. I I miss you, Mommy. I love you. I think about you every day. Now, to my father, who's a fellow recipient, and the first time in the 84-year history of the event, both a father and son are getting this award. I'm so honored. Now, my dad was tough love growing up. He was the inverse of my mom. My dad says, if you look past the label of my dress shirt that says Ralph Lauren, it says made by Mark Webber. And of course, my father was instrumental in raising me and shaping who I am. But let me give you a real-world example of the tough love that I dealt with growing up. I was 13 years old, I'll never forget, and I was going to a friend's bar mitzvah. I was wearing a black shirt, a black tie, a black blazer, and gray slacks. Now, why do I remember the color story other than, of course, admiring fashion? Because at that age, I was 13, my early teenage years, for lack of a better word, I suffered from acne. And the color black and pimples do not look good together. And as I'm getting ready for this event, a wave of insecurity came over to me, and I said to my mom, Mommy, I don't like the way I look, my skin, I don't feel good. And she said, stop it, Jared. You look great, you're dressed great, you don't see anything, go have the best time. Well, put my tie back on, I got my confidence back, I was feeling great. And then on this occasion, my father was driving me to this same event. My father is driving, and I'm in the passenger seat. And I pulled down the mirror to look at myself, and if I thought the color black didn't go well with acne, daylight is far worse. And another wave of insecurity came over me, and I said to my father, Dad, I don't like the way I look, I got these pimples, what do you think? And without skipping a beat, my father said, don't worry, Jared, it'll be dark in there. And if that doesn't define the dichotomy between my father and mother, now, because I've matured and looking back, I will tell you that I didn't like hearing it at the time, but that tough love was instrumental in ensuring I was successful growing up. It provided a grit and toughness that I needed, and it was a perfect counterbalance to my mom and dad. They were the perfect yin and yang. I didn't like hearing it, but I understood it. But I will tell you, on top of everything else, my father was so generous with his time growing up. My father had a big, successful career, and if he doesn't talk to you about it, I'll quickly articulate. CEO of 2 big public companies, radio talk show host, but it was never in lieu of spending time with his family. Every baseball game, every basketball match, every karate competition, my father was there rooting me on. And not only did I appreciate it, but it provided a sense of comfort and support and love that made me feel like a giant. But what I didn't realize, and now I do, it helped shape and establish the archetype of how I am a father growing up and my 2 children growing. Now, and finally, Daddy, I'd be remiss not to thank you for this as well. So thank you for the hair jeans. Now, to my boys, Dax and Cole. There is nothing in this world I wanted more than to be a father. Nothing. And I wanted 2 little boys more than anything. Just like your Dee Dee and Grandma Susie had me and Uncle Jesse, I wanted 2 little boys. I also wanted to play in the NBA. It never happened. My size didn't catch up with me. And also, I wanted to play maybe in the NFL. But I will tell you, I know what it's like to win the Super Bowl. Because when Mommy was pregnant with you, Dax, and when Mommy was pregnant with you, Cole, both times we were surprised. We didn't want to find out the gender. And when the doctor pulled you out of Mommy's belly, Dax, and I saw it was a boy, and I screamed out, it's a boy! And I woke up the entire hospital floor. It was the greatest feeling I ever had. And then, a couple of years later, this little fella, Cole, comes. And Cole gets pulled out of Mommy's belly. Another boy! Screaming, high-fiving the nurses. The nurses said it was the greatest reaction they've ever seen. So, I can't tell you how great it is to be a father. It's the most rewarding job I could have ever expected. There's nothing in this world I love more. I'll give you a real-world example. Fellow honoree talked about the Knicks. Dax and I had the great privilege of going to Game 4 of the Knicks game last week. And for those of you that didn't follow basketball, shame on you, but I'll articulate. It was the greatest basketball game in the history of the NBA as far as I'm concerned. The greatest game. And we got to the game early, and we spent some time in the lounge. And Dax and I were talking for about a half hour. And after about a half hour, I said to Dax, do you want to go to the seats? And Dax said, no, let's keep talking, Daddy. And we talked a little more. And then Dax said to me, do you have any other questions for me, Daddy? So I said, sure, Dax. How was school? We went through it. Are you excited for camp? And then we made our way to the seats after sitting and talking for about 45 minutes. And then we witnessed the greatest game, the greatest comeback, 29 points. OG Anunoby tips it in, Brunson takes over the game, and we were there till 1:45 in the morning, till the lights went out. We celebrated. It was the greatest memory ever. I thought. We get in the car, and I say to Dax, Dax, what was your favorite part of the game? What was the best part? The tip in, the dunk? And he looks at me, and he didn't skip a beat, and he said, Daddy, my favorite part was sitting in the lounge talking to you. The Knicks, Dax, made New York City's night that night, but you made mine. Dax, you're a rock star. And it's not because of the way you dress, and it's not because you have long hair. It's because your intellect, your maturity, your athletic ability, your confidence to not follow the crowd, your unwavering conviction to what you think is right is unbelievable, especially as a 10-year-old. And I trust the lessons I'm trying to teach you, you'll pass on to your children. Cole, my little fella. Cole's fearless. About 2 years ago, he must have been 6, maybe 5 years old. He's on the playground. And there was a kid, and that's a very generous word, a young adult who looked like The Rock, banged into my little fella. And if you see him, he'll be taller than Jesse, but he's a small guy right now. And the kid bumps into Cole and says, watch where you're going. And Cole doesn't hesitate, goes back into him and says, you watch where you're going. I was panicked. It worked out okay. But that's a true story. Cole, I love you. I'm so proud of watching you develop. You're an amazing little boy. You're learning, you're reading, you're writing, you're fearless. Slow down on the double black diamonds. Give me a panic attack, but you're amazing. Boys, I want you to know I'll always be on the sidelines with your mom, Mommy Ina, cheering you on, sometimes louder than you may like. And there's nothing more than I want in this world for you to be a better version than me. And I know that's going to happen. And I trust that everything your mommy and I provide and talk to you about, you take with humility, appreciation, and use it as a backbone as you continue to develop. I want you to enjoy life, and I want you to always be happy. And I'm so very proud to be your daddy. So in closing, and by the way, one other thing, take the best from me because I'm still learning also. So in closing, thank you every single one of you who are here in attendance. It means the world to me, truly. And I'm so pleased to be here, and I trust that the words and the sentiments that are spoken here tonight will echo for generations to come in the Weber family. Thank you so very much. All right. Time to talk about Mark Webber. Does anybody know Mark Webber? Anybody listen to Always in Fashion? Not a great start. Not a great start. Okay. So I would say for the longest time that I can remember, I've been looking up to my dad. Not physically. I mean, obviously that's always the case. But no, I've always been looking up to him. He is by far the smartest person I know. I don't care if when he took me when I was little to meetings, I don't care which CEO he was in front of, which investment banker, which lawyer, which celebrity. It only mattered to me what his opinion was, what his decision was. And is it frustrating? He's always right. He's always right. I mean, he always has the right decision. And he and I mean, best buddies, trips, vacations, spending time, activities. And like I said with my brother, he was just always there. But it's what's happened later, in later years, that just took a different level. My father is there for us in a way that's incredible. You will not find a bigger cheerleader than our father. It's not only somebody who wants us to be successful, he wants us to be more successful than he was. That's incredible. This is somebody who, I don't know how many of you know, I'm in broadcasting. Jesse Weber Live, 11 p.m. Eastern, News Nation, Monday through Friday. I got a new show, I got to promote it. He has been with me on this journey for 10 years, and he has helped me and advised me and guided me every step of the way, whether it's calls in the morning or the afternoon or the night. You guys mentioned it before. Always helping me. Small issues, big issues, it doesn't matter. He just wants to make sure that I'm okay. And I'll tell you something. The line, never forgot it. I work in a very crazy business, and he says to me, who has better interest in mind than me? I'm the only one that's looking out for you. I'm the only one that has your best interest in mind. And he's 100% right. He has no agenda. He's always been there. He is always there. He's an incredible father. I'm lucky to have him as our father. Jared is as well. Before we bring him on, Father of the Year, Mark Webber, got another video, but again, congratulations, Mark Webber.
Fairy tales can come true, it can happen to you if you're young at heart. For it's hard, you will find, to be narrow of mind if you're young at heart. You can go to extremes with impossible schemes. You can laugh when your dreams fall apart at the seams, and life gets more exciting with each passing day. And love is either in your heart or on its way. Don't you know that it's worth every treasure on earth to be young at heart?
Wow. Can't get any better than this. This is extraordinary. Now, who am I? Every night, Saturday and Sunday night, I have a radio show on iHeartMedia, and I have a podcast that you can listen to any day. And the beginning of every show is, who is Mark Webber? I have a sign out there with my picture on it, and all it says is I'm formerly someone. And I was. I started in a company called PVH Van Heusen. I began as a clerk, and I eventually became president, board member, and CEO. From there, I left and went to Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy, where I became a member of the executive committee in Paris. I became the CEO of LVMH Inc. in the United States and ran a bunch of companies for them. I, too, was busy. I wrote 2 books that were published by McGraw-Hill. The latest was called Always in Fashion, of which I've turned into a radio show and a podcast. So I'm here, I'm recognized because I've had this crazy, great career. I wasn't supposed to have this career. I was born in the city projects. I had no mentors. I had no one to look after me. I had no one who could guide me. My mother loved me like crazy and taught me right from wrong, and my father was the sweetest guy in the world. When I get a hit playing baseball, you'd see he'd be the one crying. Sweet guy, very quiet. I would have never, ever, ever been here tonight if it wasn't for people teaching me, showing an interest. My first memory in business had to do with a gentleman named Stanley C. Gillette. He was my first president at Phillips Van Heusen, the Van Heusen Shirt Company. We're invited to a venue similar to this, hundreds of people of our associates, and him giving a town hall. And he stood up and he addressed the group and he looked out at the audience and he said, "I'm so proud to be your president. I'm even prouder to see the number of young people here because you're our future. And whether you know it or not, you're important to it, more important to the company than we are to you." I saw him and I saw something that I wanted to emulate. I wanted to have the ability to stand up and talk to people. And even back then, before there was even a glimmer of an idea that I would be a father, I said to myself, if I learn this someday, I'll be able to teach my children how to speak as well. I wasn't supposed to have this career. Having said that, I'm here as a Father of the Year because I had a great career, but I also think I've been a pretty good father. You know, I can end this conversation right now. There it is. I'm done. I'd like to let you go to the parade, but I have the podium and I'm going to take advantage of it for a moment. First and foremost, I want to thank the Father's Day Council for honoring Jared and I at the same time. I'm also so excited that Jesse's here and we're all together because it's fitting, because our whole lives we've always been together, and it's priceless. Today, we honor the most important thing there is to honor, family. I'm surrounded by my family today. You've heard their names. I also call out my daughter-in-laws. I'm a father to Jared and Jesse, a father-in-law to Ina and Haley. I have 3 little guys, Dax, Cole, and Summer. I'm like that other gentleman before. I can't get the words out. I'm not a I can't say it. I view myself too young. But if one of the greatest marketing ploys of my life, I decided that I would never allow myself to be called grandfather, unless the boys are trying to make fun of me. I came up with the idea that I am daddy's daddy, so I'm known as Dee. And while these little guys were struggling to have their first words, they could say Dee, and they were running around the house or crawling around, Dee, like Roadrunner. So I'm also surrounded by a number of very close people to our family. We're a tight-knit family. I assure you, you've never met a family like ours, and anybody who's in that circle is very special, and they deserve to be. I love them all. We all love them all, and we're so glad they're here. How am I doing? Okay? I always ask if I'm boring. Every speech I've ever made, I'm boring, and sooner or later someone's going to yell yes. When I did the book, Always in Fashion, I wanted to call it, Is This Boring? And the publishers, McGraw-Hill, wouldn't let me do it because they thought all the critics would say, yes, it's boring. But having said that, I have to tell you that there were 2 indemnable moments that broke through to me about being a father and being about family. The first took place in the movie The Godfather. Don Corleone talking to Frankie Fontaine, his godson. When he leans over, he says, "Do you spend time with your family?" Frankie Fontaine says, "Sure I do, Godfather." And Marlon Brando, as the Godfather, said, "Good, because any man that doesn't spend time with his family cannot be a real man." And I know it sounds like I'm joking, but I thought about that, and I said, I was so intrigued by this guy in the movie. You got to spend time with your family. And then, more importantly in life, I had children. Jared's 6 years old. I'm doing well. I'm really doing well. As I said, I wasn't supposed to have this career, but here I am, young. I was the president of the Van Heusen Shirt Company, the largest shirt company in the world, when I was 34 years old, traveling all over the world, working hard, spending time in it. My wife looked at me and said, "What's the use of success, Mark, if it doesn't provide you time with your family? Your boys need you. They need to hear from you. They need role model. You have to spend time with your family." And she was right. And when I see Jared and he talk about how much time Jesse said he spends with his family, I don't take credit for much in life, but I tell you what, that may have had an impact on him because he said what I was going to say. I figured a way to rearrange my time. If I'm successful, I should be able to spend time with my family. I figured out a way. I never missed a school play. I never missed a school recital. I never missed a ball game. I went to everything. I was always there for the boys, to guide them, to root them on. I loved it. In business, it was different. If you knew Mark Webber, you knew Mark Webber's sons. Anywhere I went, I brought them. Everybody knew my children. When I traveled around the country, they came with me. When I traveled to Asia, I brought them when they weren't in school. It was a remarkable time to help develop the boys. Every sales meeting, from the moment they started walking, they were there. When we would negotiate with a hotel about having a sales meeting, like if we came here, if there was a bar, the boys had to be allowed in the bar, otherwise we wouldn't take the sales meeting in that hotel. And again, always in my head, my wife Susie, who passed away 9 years ago. Mark set an example for the boys. Mark, they need to see you in the best light. Mark, you're the best teacher they can have. With LVMH in Europe, the boys came. They came with me to my meetings. Jesse sat with me in board meetings. If Jared was free, we went again. When we had the meetings, before the meetings took place, I sat down with them and explained to them, this is what I'm trying to accomplish. This is what I'm going to tell them. This is what I'm hoping to hear, so that they were prepared and understood what we were doing. And at the end of each one of those meetings, I would explain to them what went right and what went wrong. Every speech I made in my life, if I could get them there, if they weren't in school, they were there. From the annual shareholders meeting at Philips Van Heusen when I became the CEO, to meetings with Calvin Klein or Donna Karan or any of the other incredibly gifted people I worked with. I wanted to give my boys a chance. I wanted to make sure that they understood what was important in life. Family and trying your best. One of my favorite stories, Jesse was kind enough to say how much time and effort we put in together on his journey to become a news anchor with his own television show on News Nation, Jesse Weber Live. Jared has a huge job at the biggest and most crazy growing company in our industry. This company, Authentic Brands Group, where Jared holds a president's title, is the largest licensing company in the world after Disney. I wanted them to learn. I just needed them to learn. I have another story for you. I get a call from a gentleman named Bob Metler. I don't know how many of you know him. He used to be the chairman of Macy's San Francisco. Calls me on the phone and says, Mark, I need you in my office tomorrow. I said, okay, Bob, you want to tell me what you want to talk about? No. I fly out there, and, oh, by the way, he tells me, we'll have the meeting at 7 o'clock. I said, are you crazy? 7 o'clock? I'm flying on a plane to get there. He says, it's 10 o'clock in the morning in San Francisco. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. It's 10 o'clock in New York, where the bosses are. So I go there, I sit down with him, and while we're talking, all of a sudden he gets a phone call. He says, Mark, excuse me, it's my son. I learned then and there again what I know today and never forgot. Your sons or your daughters call you, you pick up the phone. And he talks to this young man, and you could tell he was very young and he needed his father. I said, Bob, what is he, in high school? And he looked at me and he said, Mark, my son is 37 years old. And no matter how old they get, Mark, they're going to always need you. I've had, and I've heard tonight, every parent makes choices. They make sacrifices. They do it for their children. I will tell you uncategorically, I never made a sacrifice for my children. Helping them with their homework on the floor when they were 6 years old was a joy to me. They've never forgotten it. Hanging around in the backyard, playing pushy daddy, being there with them, spending the time, they never forgot it. Time with them was spent well. It was happy, spent well time. And I was always there. But the reality is, I was selfish. I was doing it for me. I enjoyed it. I found time in my career to be a father, a teacher, a mentor, a role model. Everything I did and do is to help set an example for my children. I still get the calls in the morning or during the day, and I'm always picking up the phone because it means so much to me. Before I finish, I want to congratulate the other honorees. You're good guys. I really like listening to what you had to say. I also want to tell you, by the way, you all look beautiful and handsome out there. This is the first time I've been in a room where I've seen normal people dressed normally. What happened to this country? I would say to you, yes, I spent a ton of time with my children. I also spent a lot of time and quality time building the companies I worked for. I took my responsibilities very seriously. I never shortchanged them. I think it was Carvel. What's his name, the first name? Carvel. What's his name? Who? Tom Carvel. Not that Carvel, the political pundit. Carvel, thank you. What's his first name? Dave Cohn. Help me here. James Carville, thank you. I saw a speech James Carville made where he said, "They paid me for my head, but I threw in my heart for free." That's what I did in the life I did in business. I've been going at this a long time. I'm still on the radio. I'm still doing podcasts, and I love every minute. You met my children. They speak for me. My wife was the architect of the family. I knew nothing. She knew everything. She insisted that I become the man I became when it came to my children. People ask me, am I proud of my children? You know, I was proud of them when they were missing ground balls and the balls would go over their head and Jesse was looking at butterflies. Of course I was proud of them, but now I'm relieved. It's not a question about proud anymore. Of course I'm proud of them. I'm relieved to see how they turned out. I'm happy for the time we spent and the time we continue to spend. So my presentation began, who is Mark Weber? Every radio show on Saturday, Sunday night, every podcast begins with who is Mark Weber? After all is said and done, Mark Weber is Jared and Jesse's father. I'm proud to be known as a father and Dee Dee. I'm getting a trophy for it. What a joke. But I have to tell you, you can only imagine what it feels like to be standing up here with my children, with my elder son getting an award and I getting an award. Judge me as a father. Thank you.
Before they sit down here, can I get all the Father of the Year awards to stand up, please? Everybody who won an award today, can you stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up? You guys already started, but definitely give these people a round of applause here today. Just the closing remarks, I got that, I could do that myself. Man, today has been wonderful. This has been an amazing, amazing day. Thank you to everybody who's been a part of this, from the sponsors to everybody who stepped up and made this thing happen. So can we get another round of applause right there? My fault. And I'll end on this. Hearing every speech today, you guys have put belief, dedication, encouragement into myself and what I'm going to continue to do as a young man. With the platform that I have, I'm going to continue to try to bring what you guys brought to your children and your families. And that's to be the best person I can be the best mentor that I can be, so I can continue to show them what it's like to be successful. All we need is somebody in front of us. They drive the car, we sit in the back and we learn. That's how we all learn to drive. Unless you're like me, who have to drive home because my mom decided to let me drive at 12. But thank you guys again. This has been a wonderful event. I'm Ray Davis. I was your host tonight. You go on Yelp, give me 5 stars, I'll take it. Thank you guys so much.